By the thumbnail, you guys seen that this is a very exciting video, and we have something that I have been slacking on for a while because we just got back from Florida, if you guys didn't see the last video, and we picked up some goodies. We have what we need for this thing to be on the ground. Get that bolt slid in, and here it goes. I would say is our first arm. Oh yeah, she didn't smack. Monster truck control arms. And I just showed you guys what we picked up. I already got the fronts done and on the truck tacked together. We are currently working on the rear ones. I have to put the new front, or new rear upper cross member and rear truss on because we fixed the problem we had where the coilover hit the tire, and I don't think 30 inches of spacers would have worked too good. You think so? Yeah, so Doughboy's gonna order spacers if this doesn't work, and it'll be like 140 inches wide. So as y'all see, coilovers mount here and here, and now with the new truss, they will mount in a whole different location. That gives me plenty of clearance, and now the shock will bolt in at the bottom of the frame. The reason being is because it's like a monster truck. Like, you guys don't understand how big this truck actually is. And right here is a little bit lower than ride height. And it's fucking huge. So let's go with these arms and take the plasma cutter to that rear truss and get the thing out of here. What y'all just seen was me welding up the new axle truss for my dually. So we got the old one off, got it all grinded down. There's the old one right there. And then we grind down the old welds so we can lay the new welds down onto it. So now we're gonna weld the tabs that go to the top of it that hold on the upper link bars. And there's the other lower bar, all fully welded, ready to go on the truck. These ones are just tacked together. It looks like it pulled back off today and get fully welded. So we'll get that done, get the upper bars on the rear, get the new cross member built, which is laying right here. And we will see how this thing turns out once we get it all linked together and hopefully on the ground. Got the new rear upper cross member all built and welded together. I got these cut for the side, but I'm not gonna put them on yet because I forgot about reservoir mounts. I didn't forget about them, but I got another idea for reservoir mounts that will let us leave these off for right now. I can build something else that the reservoir will go on to. Well, I'm out of breath and my truck is on the ground for its first time in 3.5 years. I took this truck apart from the stock height. And now 3.5 years later, it's back on its own weight. Kind of. It's got dummy shocks on it and straps for the panhard mount. But it is fucking ginormous. Okay. I'm 5'8". This thing is literally massive. And there's the engine for it. You guys might be wondering, what's going on with the old blue truck? Well, something's going on with it, but we won't talk about that. Well, we got the engine now hanging off of our chain hoist that I bought from Harbor Freight. And I'm gonna hook the trains up to the back of it, lift the cab off, and then roll the frame out and underneath this. That way we can set the motor and trans in. Drag out my trans that we're about to slap onto the back of that engine. Right now, this thing is about 5 feet in the air, and it's still gotta go up more to get into the truck. That tells you guys the height of this truck. And the motor probably will not go underneath the truck when I roll underneath there, so probably have to lower it on the front end. We have the engine set into the frame now. I'm gonna slap the trans on it, throw a cross member in it, and then we should be able to pull the measurement for our drop box that's gonna be mounted back there. But this thing's coming together, guys, and we're gonna reseal the motor. Might get the block like Cerakoted or powder coated when it comes all apart. Rebuild the whole engine, rebuild the trans, make it not leak, because this thing did leak oil a lot. And it's a little bit wet around the tappet cover, I see. So we'll order up a new tappet cover for it. But yeah, this motor is gonna look insane once I get it all, these stuff gathered for it, and get everything powder coated, and the frame will get probably painted, I would say. And then, yeah, we have a lot of work to do on this thing, so let's get it going. What I'm doing now is throwing in the 2-wheel drive 6-speed, and that will be the last thing I have to do before I set the cab back down onto it. Motor's in, trans is bolted in. I drilled out the cross member holes to 1/2 inch because our cross members that we have on the website use all 1/2 inch mounting hardware. I have a cross member right here that's been laying around, custom CNC built cross member that I welded up for the blue truck, which is now outside, and we'll talk about that one in the next video. But we're gonna throw this 4-wheel drive trans cross member in now because it's the same bolt pattern as the 2-wheel drive one, just the one for the 2-wheel drive doesn't have this inside of it, the loop. So it'll be nice straight down and across flat. There won't be a loop for the clocking ring of a T-case, because now we'll mount this wherever it sits and get our drive shaft angle for the drop box. Then once the drop box is in, we can get the drive shafts made for the axles. So we're gonna do that now. Let's slap this cross member in, throw 2 bolts inside of it, and keep on getting this thing done. Lower the cab back onto it, and yes. Motor, trans, the temporary cross member is all mounted in, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to roll this thing back underneath the cab, but we can now make the mount for the drop box because that's insanely massive of an angle. So it definitely needs an SCS drop box. Well, that's a good thing. We already have a massive SCS 2-wheel drive disconnect drop box for the truck with the 1410 U-joint yokes that slide onto it. So these just come and slide on, and I think I gotta cut a plate that'll go onto here, a circle plate with a bolt hole to hold them on tight. That way they don't slide off. It came with koozies. Oh, it came with the plates. These go inside there. That goes inside of here. Drop box is sweet, but we're about to mount the wheels and tires onto my dually that were on Gabe's big truck. So it'll have 24s and 53s on it. JTX forged and Alliance tires I think are on it. So let's go pull those off Gabe's truck. We're gonna throw them onto my dually and mount this massive tire onto this massive truck and roll her outside and get some shots of it and show you guys how the truck's gonna sit. Just to throw this in here, as you guys know, Gabe has Megan. And Megan is his F450 full air ride, stupid big dually. And now she lost her legs. But it's here because Gabe doesn't get the memo of don't drive your truck aired all the way up, especially at 80 miles an hour. So what he did was he did drive it all the way up, and that snapped off the sway bar tabs. So I didn't build any of this, and this was a weak point before. So what I did was I cut off the old sway bar tab that he snapped. I designed my new one, and I have a plate that goes on here on this side now too that reinforces what he broke. So we're about to pull his truck into the shop. He's on his way here now with tires that are ridiculous. Let's see if this old beater starts. Oh yeah, she starts, but it probably didn't want to. Rev it up when it's ice cold. It hasn't started in about 3 weeks. That's good for it. I kind of lost track of filming, but we now have the new sway bar tabs all designed, cut, and welded onto Gabe's axles. Now he's gonna paint them and get this truck loaded up to go down to Vegas for SEMA. So the tires are off of it. Let's get them mounted on my dually. Well, we're throwing on some temporary wheels. Temporary for now wheels, because Gabe left them laying around. And now he has massive 58s and bigger things in the center of them. But we're gonna mount these 53s up on my dually. I might just keep them, just steal them from him, and just like the Dropbox I stole from him, I might just keep these and never pay for them. But I'm gonna see how big this truck actually is gonna be with the back tires on it. It's a little tooted right now, but we're gonna change that. And I might do a bigger coilover in the rear. I should be able to go up to like a 16-inch travel shock from a 12 with the arms I have on the rear. I think I should have titled this video, oh, the world's biggest second-gen cock. Holy fuck. So we have the Dropbox mount to build, we have the front truss to build, and upper panhard mount, steering, a bunch of stuff left to do to this truck. We're going to the shop. I actually went and got the tie rod bent for it. So we have the tie rods here for that truck, a customer's truck, and the blue 2G that's out there being kind of rebuilt. I have a video in the works for that truck on what we're doing with it, but right now we're working on getting everything gathered for the 12 valve that is now in it, and that'll be a whole nother project that will get done when it gets done. But right now we are working on my big dually, and then we have Terrence's truck still waiting to be frame offed, patiently waiting to be frame offed. And now it has a friend at the shop, but it's still over here chilling. Big trucks literally everywhere. I think Gabe's is in the back still. Yeah, Gabe's just in the back on baby wheels, but that's because I repossessed his wheels that were on his dually. And I also stole his Dropbox. But all jokes aside, big truck's getting an SCS Dropbox. Gabe's truck is getting new wheels and tires. And Terrence's truck is getting frame off soon and painted. And the big truck's gonna get all done soon. And now that we can actually move this one around, that I have it on the ground, I have a lot more motivation to build it. And I'm telling you guys right now, I will not sell this one. We will keep this one on the channel. And we will keep making it literally ignorant. Because it's ignorant, but there's always more you can do to make it more ignorant. I don't know if we should do like big, giant tractor tires, if we should make it a lot more more massive. massiver, same difference. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do to it. Taryn's hard at work cleaning out this mega, scratch the door, cleaning this mega mud truck. This will probably be the cleanest that the truck has ever been. She hasn't did much on the interior yet. She has to do that side still. She cleaned all these, and they honestly look like they're brand new. She has to vacuum them still, but it's coming together. What the? It's sick. He's coming here then to put his train horns back on. And Horn Blasters is coming to put a sticker on the side of the truck. Then I got those mounts all done and installed. And he's going to have massive tires. And my dually out there is also massive. But with that being said, today's video was definitely insane. And the next video is actually sponsored by AirDog. So AirDog sent me a 165 for my 4th gen along with their universal sump kit. So we'll get all of this installed in the next video, and the truck should run a whole lot better. We're getting cleaned up back here, and the green truck's here for a transmission. My dad's 6.5 is still sitting, and we need to get batteries for it and a bed. So if anyone has a bed for a square body Chevy dually bed, let me know. We'll come scoop it. And if you're local to me, I will pay you guys to bring it here. But we're looking for a bed. Red would be nice, but we're going to paint it anyways. Maybe do air ride on it. And it has a 6.5 diesel in it. So, you know, maybe a Cummins and a 6-speed. But the gooseneck, I don't know if I already talked about this, got a new piece of love. And it now has the Spartan Gen Y torsion coupler. And the trailer has not moved since the accident. But we are getting ready to hook it up to the 4th gen and see how it tows with this. And we have all Gabe's parts on here. We're going to strap all this shit down and get it on the road. Power Wagon now has a 24 valve in it, as you guys see. Won't talk too much about this. I'll have some stuff up inside the next video about this truck and what is going on with it before it goes to Cole Motors to get everything all wired up. Really quick, the blue truck cab. Everything inside of this cab is going to go into my big truck. So the dash, the interior, the wiring, all of that will go into my big truck. Oh, yeah. There's new merch that's dropped on the website. Click the link down in the description. Before we get carried away at the end of the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.